For 8 days, Syracuse University students occupied this student wellness center in protest of what they say is a history of racism on campus. The Not Again SU movement followed a series of racist incidents, and it launched a greater discussion about campus safety and diversity. On Thursday, organizers announced they would be leaving the space, but they said their mission to hold university officials accountable isn't over. According to the school's student-run newspaper, the Daily Orange, more than a dozen racist or bias-related events have been reported to investigators since November 7. Some students have reportedly left early for the Thanksgiving holiday due to safety concerns. Protest leaders thanked students for their support and said even though the sit-in is over, they're still calling for the resignation of Syracuse University Chancellor Kent Severud and other officials. Organizers had given Severud 19 demands they said would make campus safer and more inclusive. In a statement posted to Not Again SU's Instagram page, campaign leaders said Severud's administration made severe mistakes, not only over the past 2 weeks, but the past 5 years. Although Severud outright agreed to 16 of their 19 demands, organizers said he signed onto an edited version of them that they had not agreed to. Earlier on Thursday, Severud said the protesters had behaved with pretty amazing restraint under stressful circumstances.
I am very reflective in the last 24 hours on the fact that in the midst of all the bigotry we have seen, some amazing people, faculty, students, and staff, have come together in good faith for a university they do care about and want to be better. And I think it will produce a more inclusive community.
Syracuse University Dean of Students Marianne Huger Thompson said she thought the students' demands were not necessarily tied to the reported racist incidents, but went much deeper. She said Syracuse is not immune to the hate in the world. But as many Syracuse students and alumni said during the protest, bigotry on campus isn't new. Yusuf Abdul-Qadir is a longtime Syracuse resident, alumnus, and the director of the Central New York chapter of the ACLU. He said he corresponded with organizers and recalled his own experience as a student activist against racism.
With each successive generation of students that have come to Syracuse, students of color have found that there's been a climate and a culture of bias at the university that hasn't been confronted adequately at times from the university. And in many times they've felt that the university hasn't been doing what is appropriate by way of informing students when these bias-related incidents occur.
Abdul-Qadir said there's a general challenge in understanding the gravity and impact of racism. He said the administration should keep open lines of communication with students in its attempt to respond to their concerns.
From going in the classroom, to the dormitory, to interactions with faculty and staff, to being in the broader community and your encounters with police, and what you see on a regular daily basis with respect to the ways with which Black and brown people have been treated historically and continue to be treated in this country.